Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi is correcting what he describes as the misinformation being bandied about in relation to the matter involving ex-sports minister Darryl Smith. Mr. Al-Rawi held a press conference today where he defended statements on the issue made by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing. More in this report.
One day after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley denied any collusion by him or his government to cover up any misconduct on the part of former Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Darryl Smith, the Attorney General is seeking to correct what he said was a misinterpretation of the Prime Minister's statement. At Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, Dr. Rowley explained why a report submitted by the committee set up to investigate the claims of wrongful dismissal and sexual harassment made against Mr. Smith was discarded.
He was not spoken to by the compilers of the report, but they came to conclusions adverse to Mr. Smith without speaking to him.
But given that the records show Mr. Smith was in fact interviewed by the committee on May 7, 2018, questions were then raised as to whether Dr. Rowley attempted to mislead the public. The Attorney General maintained this was not the case.
I explained in detail in an off-record conversation to Ms. Wren that I had to state a very square and careful answer that the report was not capable of being used because it breached the principles of natural justice. I explained and I specifically record and have a record that I explained that Minister Smith was interviewed. What was not done was the process where these allegations are put to him.
And although one of the proposed recommendations is to reconvene a tribunal, Attorney General Al-Rawi said this was unlikely.
If the committee reconvenes, there is the obvious argument that they're going to face of apparent bias. You have come up with a conclusion already, which in fact you put in writing, and therefore you ought not to consider this matter because you have prejudged the matter. Anything I say to you is not going to change the fact that you made up your mind already. That's what the apparent bias argument will be.
Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, MAURICE, said instead focus is being shifted to enforcing sexual harassment policies as well as reworking the process by which personal staff to ministers are hired.
The practice that have generally taken place within the public service in the hiring and removal of those persons is that we have a term where basically they came through the back door, they leave through the back door.
SANDRA MAHARAJ, TTT News.
Meanwhile, the United National Congress is calling for the Prime Minister's resignation over his handling of the Darryl Smith situation. In a statement on Friday, opposition leader Kamal Prasad Bisesa described Dr. Rowley's handling of the matter as a disgrace, adding that the subsequent attempt by the Attorney General to defend the Prime Minister's statements shows that the entire cabinet is committed to the alleged cover-up. But the call is of little impact to Mr. Al-Rawi. In responding to the opposition leader at his press conference, he said he is unsurprised and unimpressed.
Typical UNC wish listing, full of nonsense and hot air. I mean, they will say what they have to say. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa is certainly not qualified to advise anybody on this matter because the taxpayers footed her advice already in the Ashwin Creed matter.